Thank you, Senator Reid. Senator Fischer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And thank you both, Admiral Cooper, General Grynkewich, for your service and for the service of your family to this country for many, many years. General, you're nominated not only to serve as commander of the U.S. European Command, but also as the Supreme Allied Commander, Europe, who is responsible for all NATO military operations and forces, and that includes the American nuclear forces that are assigned to NATO. NATO is a nuclear alliance. The role that you would assume in NATO has always been filled by an American, beginning with General Eisenhower in 1950. How do you view the role of nuclear deterrence with respect to the NATO alliance?
Senator, in my view, the U.S. strategic nuclear forces under the command of General Cotton at U.S. Strategic Command are really foundational to the security of all of Europe and foundational to the security of the alliance, as really, and also underpin global security in many, many ways. And they're absolutely essential. I also would note the forward positioning of certain nuclear capabilities on the continent, and those provide a very important backstop against any potential threat coming from the east.
You earlier were asked about the increased, the higher role of spending from our NATO partners to 5% of GDP. I'm curious how you would work to coordinate among the NATO members to ensure that their investments would be complementary to each other and to the alliance as a whole.
Senator, if confirmed, I think that would be one of my major responsibilities, is to ensure that any increased spending was done in a way that benefited the alliance and ensured the achievement of capability targets that the alliance has agreed to. I'd also note the work that has been done on the NATO plans and that there are specific requirements and capabilities that are essential to the effective execution of those plans. And so, certain countries have strengths in particular areas. Some countries are very strong in the land domain. Others have a stronger position in the maritime domain. And within all of the domains, there's, of course, a variety of capabilities. My goal would be to work very hard with our allies and partners in the region to bring all of that together in a coherent fashion to increase the strength of the alliance.
Do you know if discussions are going on right now with that?
Ma'am, I'm certain that those have started, absolutely.
Thank you. Admiral Cooper, yesterday we had the opportunity to visit a little bit in a classified session together, and we talked about Iran's influence in both Syria and Lebanon and how that's been changed with recent events. And it sounds like there are real opportunities in the future for more stability, for peace within those nations. What do you assess a post-Assad Syria and a post-Hezbollah Lebanon would mean for the region in its entirety?
Senator, first, I enjoyed our conversation yesterday. When I think first of Syria, I think that stability in Syria can translate into security in the United States. And here's how those dots connect. ISIS thrives in chaos. If the government of Syria, now 7 months into their existence, can help suppress that ISIS threat, along with the U.S. forces in the region, that stability helps create our own security. I'm optimistic for the future, although they're at the beginnings of this new government. I think we've now seen several steps, including Ambassador Tom Barrack, who's the U.S. ambassador to Turkey, being appointed as a Syria envoy. He's made several trips. Everything we do in Syria will be diplomatically led, and I think we're heading in a good direction in that regard.
If you are confirmed, how would you ensure that CENTCOM integrates its actions both with state and treasury to support more stability, growing stability within Syria?
Senator, I would anticipate we will be nested very closely, diplomatically led, drafting in behind. As the policies start to sharpen on this, we will be prepared to provide our best military advice on how to support those policies.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.